Hi, SummitWest. It's Matt Raster, and I'm here to answer some interview questions today. Since it's such a beautiful day, I figured I'd bring us out to the preserve by my house to get this done. So, a little bit about me before we get started. I'm a husband and father of two young girls. I have a 2-year-old named Presley and a 4-month-old named Olivia, which they're my whole world and the reason I have all these gray hairs now. I grew up in the high desert, Barstow to be more specific. Most people know it as the restroom stop on the way to Las Vegas, but I call it my hometown. I grew up out there playing in the desert, looking for snakes, lizards, off-roading, just doing all that cool stuff. At about 21 years old, I moved to North County, San Diego, where I got a job on Camp Pendleton for 10 and a half years as a maintenance mechanic. From there, I moved over to CDFW, which was an awesome place, gained a lot of experience, worked outdoors a lot, loved it. And now I'm looking for a new place to call home. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's get started on these interview questions. And disclaimer, this is the first time I've had to do a pre-recording video for interview, so forgive me if I'm a little stale, nervous, or any emotions like that. Sorry. So number one, what are you most passionate about in life? So it's definitely changed over the years for me, but right now it's being a great father. And for me, that means setting good examples, making ethical and selfless decisions, and being someone that they truly respect in and out of their presence. You know, even when I'm not with them, I still want to be someone that they respect, and I'm always out there setting a good example for them. They're everything to me, and teaching them about life, nature, and the whole world is just it's very important to me. So that's what I'm most passionate about now. Moving to number two, what are your career goals? My overall career goal is to become a wildlife biologist and continue to study our local flora and fauna. I love California and I love its diversity in wildlife, plant life, and landscapes, and I just want to continue to study it. I love being outside, and I would love to just have a career where I get to be outside all day and get to really know our local flora and fauna. And the more difficult is deciding where I want to be a wildlife biologist. California has so many agencies and departments dedicated to conservation. It's almost hard to pick the right one, but I'm sure I'll find the right fit for me. Number three, why do I want to work for SummitWest? So SummitWest seems like a great place to learn environmental consultation. Consultation is something that I wanted to get into eventually, just kind of working my way towards it. And SummitWest seems like a good place where I can learn those skills and practices while I'm finishing up my education. So when I'm done with my education, I'll be all set and well-rounded and ready to go. Number four is tell us about your field experience, survey experience, when and where, and most importantly, what you love most about fieldwork. If you have any relevant species experience, please elaborate on the projects and type of work you conducted. So I fell in love with field surveys when I was working at Camp Pendleton. We had to set up a small temporary fencing across a creek for a 5K run. And when we were constructing the fencing, we had to have a couple biologists come and conduct an arroyo toad survey. So they actually let us help us with that, and it was just awesome. Just trampling through the creek, looking for arroyo toads, and finding other amphibians while we're looking for them, and it was just awesome. So I kind of fell in love with it then, just being outside, just getting dirty, and everything that came with it was just so appealing to me. So fast forward, I started volunteering with California State Parks. I was able to tag along in the flat-tailed horned lizard survey, where we got to go throughout Ocotillo Wells and different plots throughout there, and we'd walk the plots for about an hour each, just looking for flat-tailed horned lizards. Of course, if we found any other reptiles or anything else, we'd pick it up, study it, and note it. So that was really awesome. And then when I got into the department, I really gained a lot of field experience. I started with helping inland fisheries, conducting freshwater fish surveys throughout the lakes, throughout San Diego County. We would do electrofishing, where the booms come out the front of the boat. We'd stun the fish for a brief amount of time, net as many as we can, and then collect data from all the fish. From there, I've done small mammal surveys, Pacific pocket mouse, Merriam's kangaroo rat. I've assisted with USGS with Western pond turtle surveys over at Sequan Peak Ecological Reserve. California least tern surveys, one we've been recently conducting, especially during nesting season. We have a site for the California least terns in Encinitas, and we kind of just walked the site looking for scrapes or nests, looking for eggs, counting the eggs, and then monitoring the nests as they develop, and seeing how many hatch, seeing how many chicks we can find around the nest in the coming time afterwards. More surveys I've assisted with are going to be California gnatcatcher surveys, as well as other bird count surveys. Those are really awesome to do. We set up at our different points for X amount of time, and either use our bird ID apps as well as visual binoculars, and try to identify as many birds we can in our buffer zones. I've assisted with general vegetation surveys as well as rare plant surveys. I've helped with the Otay tar plant, San Diego thornmint, and Tecolote cypress. Those are really interesting. Reptile surveys, where we set up a drift fence with a camera and try to collect as many reptile species as we can through the fence. Crayfish surveys, where we go through all our creeks and with a seine net and just try to remove any crayfish we could. Assist with a Kino checker spotted butterfly. We'd have some fire break clearings on a few of our properties, which was prime Kino checker spotted butterfly habitat, and we'd go there, conduct surveys. Obviously with that, we'd be looking for the Kino checker spot, but any other butterflies we'd have to note. So I got pretty good at identifying some butterflies. We've also assisted the San Diego Zoo with their burrowing owl project. They have a few burrowing owl habitats on our sites throughout San Diego, so we'd go out there with them, collect pellets, check clutch sizes in the nest. We helped them band a few times, and just kind of just check the overall health of the nest and the chicks. So that was really awesome. I have a few more that I can elaborate on. I got to do a pretty well